Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. This week I'm going to be bringing you another surface cleaner video. While this video tutorial is going to be similar to my first surface cleaning video, it's going to be different in the sense that we're using some disinfecting properties to this surface cleaner, and I will be talking all about that during the video. In this video today, I'm going to be going over my full visual step-by-step process and tutorial of how to make this disinfecting surface cleaner. And if you would like the full written recipe plus a full written detailed step-by-step tutorial including amounts, percentages, how to put everything together, links to where to purchase everything to make this project, please head on over to my Patreon campaign. This is going to be for October's bonus recipe, so this one will be available at the $7 level. Not only will you be able to unlock this formula at the $7 level, but you'll be able to unlock every formula I've ever published. And if you like this content, I have a whole collection of household cleaning type DIY products. And everybody is really liking those. If you're someone that wants to start making your own cleaning products like laundry detergent, dish soap, solid dish soap, also surface cleaners, head on over there. I have got a whole collection of household cleaning products now, and the library is continuing to grow every week in the hair care, skincare, candle making, and soap making areas. We have hundreds of recipes at your fingertips. I really hope that you'll click the link down below and see what thousands of other makers have really come to love about my campaign. All right, let's get started. So you may or may not be familiar with the Thieves blend of essential oils, and Thieves blend of essential oils includes clove, lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. And also in my tutorial, I've made my own blend of Thieves essential oil, and also in my tutorial I will be including how to make your own blend, but I'll give you another option as well if you don't want to make your own blend. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar with the Thieves blend of essential oils, this goes back to stories from the bubonic plague, where there were 4 thieves that would go and rob the houses of people who had died during the plague, and they would impersonate doctors and they would wear masks. Well, when they were finally caught, they were brought before a judge, and the judge asked them, how did you survive the bubonic plague? How were you not dying when you were going into these people's houses who had died from the plague? And their response was, they had the herbs and spices inside the mask that included clove, lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary, and they would breathe it in while they were around the people with the bubonic plague, and supposedly this acted as an antiseptic and a disinfectant, and they did not get sick. So Thieves blend of essential oil is really popular. You guys might have seen it with other companies like doTERRA and Young Living. They have one called On Guard, and then Young Living is actually called Thieves. So today we're going to be replicating the Thieves essential oil blend, and we're going to be using that in a surface cleaner. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and weigh off some distilled water. It smells really fantastic, by the way. I'm absolutely loving using it all over the place. I'll give you guys a little demonstration at the end of the video too. So we're going to weigh off the distilled water. All right, next we're going to take this distilled water and we're going to microwave it for about 25 to 30 seconds, just for the next ingredients to combine a little more easily. So I'll bring you right back. All right, now that the water is just warmed up, we're sitting at right around 110 degrees, we're going to go ahead and add in some washing soda. Now, the reason I warmed it is because the washing soda dissolves way quicker when your water is a little bit warm. It doesn't have to be hot. Now, washing soda is a byproduct of baking soda. You could just use baking soda here in its place, but washing soda is a little bit more potent with its cleansing properties. It can cut through grease a little bit easier than straight baking soda, but baking soda is still a great option if you wanted to use it for its cleansing and kind of scrubbing properties. But this is going to raise the pH a little bit, and it's going to cut through grease, and it just has a little bit better washing properties, cleansing properties. So we're going to go ahead and add this in. Washing soda is a very inexpensive product to purchase. So we're just going to go ahead and give this a good stir, and we're going to get the washing soda dissolved. All right, the next thing we're going to do is add in some white vinegar. Now, vinegar has great disinfecting properties. You guys have seen me use these two ingredients in combination in my first surface cleaning tutorial, and we're just going to use it again just because it's really perfect. So we're going to go ahead and add in some white vinegar. Vinegar is a great degreaser as well as a disinfectant. I'm going to go ahead and give that a little bit of a stir. And then the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and add in some surfactants. So also with the vinegar, it does help to give you kind of a streak-free finish. Now this formula does create a little bit of a lather and bubbles. So you can't just spray it on your counter and wipe it off with a paper towel. You have to rinse it or wash it with a wet rag. So I'll demonstrate that at the end of the video as well. But today we're going to be using a pair of surfactants. This is different from my first tutorial. I wanted to just give you some different options with what types of surfactants you can use. And so today we're using cocamidopropyl betaine, and this is a very gentle plant-based surfactant made from coconuts. Coconuts have great cleansing properties, coconut oil and coconut-based surfactants. So we're going to go ahead and use this today. This is going to give the cleansing properties to your product as well as a little bit of foam and bubbles. So you want to use surfactants that are good at solubilizing oils, meaning they can disperse the oils into the formula, making them homogeneous. And since we're not using any thickener, it's important to work out your surfactants and make sure you're using ones that have great solubility. Cocamidopropyl betaine has really good solubility because it's amphoteric. So an amphoteric surfactant would be a great choice here. Combined with a non-ionic surfactant like coco glucoside works really well. So our second surfactant is going to be coco glucoside. Now you don't have to combine them. You could just use all cocamidopropyl betaine or all coco glucoside if you like. I just like the way the formula is. They each bring their own kind of unique cleansing and foaming properties to the formula. So we're going to go ahead and add in our coco glucoside as a secondary surfactant. All right, we're going to go ahead and give this a gentle stir. Now that we have the surfactants combined, it's easy to kick up bubbles. So we're just going to try to gently stir this. And then we're going to go ahead and set it aside. And we're going to go ahead and weigh off the essential oil. This is going to be the essential oil phase of this formula, and we are using some polysorbate 80 as well. So the reason we're going to be using some polysorbate 80 is for two reasons. So this is also a surfactant, which is going to help to cleanse, but it's also going to help disperse our oils into our watery formula over here, along with the surfactants that are already being used. So we have a homogeneous formula. So as you know, oils and waters don't mix. So this is going to help with the clarity as well. So you have to have something that solubilizes your oils. And because again, we're not using any thickener in this formula, we just want to make sure that we're dispersing the oils in the water so that our formula is homogeneous and we're not having to shake it up before use all the time. So we're going to go ahead and weigh off some polysorbate 80. Just so you guys know, I have experimented quite a bit with the ratio, and with the Thieves blend of essential oil, it's so potent that you're really not supposed to use a lot of it because it could be irritating to your skin. So we're using equal parts poly 80 to essential oil, which is typically what you do. So I have experimented with different rates of this. You're really not supposed to go over a certain amount. As I said, it can be irritating to your skin. And if you do up the amount of essential oil and poly 80 in this formula, you get it's a milky type formula. It looks like a creamy surface cleaner, which is really not what I'm going for. And also it can contain too much essential oil in that case. So you just want to be careful with your usage rates, especially with ones that are known to be skin irritants. Again, this is my own blend of clove, lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. I'll be providing my blend in the tutorial for you to use. But as another option, you can pick up a pre-blended, something that's almost exactly the same. So this one is from the Now brand, and this one is called Nature's Shield. It has exactly the same essential oils that my blend does and actually smells super similar. They're almost identical in how they smell. So if you wanted to buy a blend already pre-blended, you could do that as well. I picked this one up at my local Sprouts, but I know that Amazon carries the Now brand as well. So we're going to go ahead and add the essential oil to the polysorbate 80. It smells so good. I absolutely love this smell. And in fact, I think what I'm going to do is try this blend in my foaming hand soap too, just at a low level, just to give you more of a, maybe an antibacterial type hand wash that smells super good. It kind of just reminds me too of like the Christmas time and fall, because it's got all of those like warming, spicy, sweet smells as well. So if you love these types of fragrances, you're gonna love the Thieves blend. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix up my essential oil and polysorbate 80 until they're well combined. You just want to make sure that the poly 80 has solubilized the oil. That could take a minute or two just to make sure you don't see any oil streaking. All right, next we're just going to go ahead and pour our essential oil blend and poly 80 solution here into our main batch, and we're just going to stir to combine. Now, I'm telling you guys, this is like, it smells so good. This is a great way, like in the fall and the winter time, when you just kind of want to disinfect, and maybe you want to do it more naturally, just to kind of get those nasties out of the house and to keep them out of the house. This is a good alternative. Again, I'm not making any claims that it actually does those things, but it has been used for centuries, this blend of essential oils. So there must be a little something to it. At least, if nothing else, it smells fantastic. And there's different ways you can use it too. I've seen other information on the Thieves oil blend that you can combine it with like isopropyl rubbing alcohol and water and use it as like a disinfecting spray. I have never tried that. I'm just gonna go ahead. Now, as you can see, the formula has turned quite yellow, and that is just due to the color of the essential oils. And right now it's looking very cloudy, but not to worry, this does clear up. Again, if you bump the essential oil up even 1% higher than the amount that I'm using here, you're gonna get a very milky, creamy looking formula that does not clear up. And again, it's a bit too potent and could be irritating. Okay, so I know just from making this batch several times now and testing things out that the pH on this particular formula right now is right around a 9.3. So technically you could stop here if you weren't concerned about bacteria growth, and at a 9 on the pH, usually that's high enough to ward off bacteria growth. In fact, it's too high of a pH to add preservative to, because we want to use liquid germall plus for this watery based formula, and right now the pH is too high. If you wanted to use liquid Germall Plus in here, you have to bring the pH down because it is so high that it actually kills off the preservative. So I guess you could just leave it like this if you weren't super concerned. And I'm not super concerned that this is going to grow any bacteria in it, but I want to show you what it looks like if you would like to add preservative. You do have to lower the pH. A higher pH on a surface cleaner, like if you buy Windex at the store, it's going to be right around a 9 on the pH scale. A little bit higher of a pH is going to improve the cleansing properties, so you could just leave it just like this if you want. However, I'm going to go ahead and add some citric acid to my formula here. It's going to lower the pH into, I'm just going to lower it down into the 8 range, because then it's compatible with my preservative, and I am going to add a little bit of preservative just because you never know, although I'm not totally concerned that it's going to grow any type of bacteria. Also, I want to show you how the citric acid reacts with this formula, with the vinegar and the washing soda. It does cause it to have a mild, like, bubbling reaction. So I wanted to show you what that looks like too, and just to make sure that you're adding it slowly, especially if you're making a big batch. Like I said, this formula, it does take quite a bit of citric acid actually to move the scale down a little bit. I would say I have about a teaspoon here. I'm just going to gently sprinkle in about half of it. Then I'll check the pH. As you can see, we're getting a little bit of bubbly action right on top. And it's okay if you bring the pH down lower than an 8, not a big deal at all. But there you can see it's sort of bubbling and foaming as I'm agitating it and trying to combine it. So we're just going to give that a minute to settle down before reading the pH. Real quick, make sure you give yourself a container with plenty of headspace, because you are going to get this reaction if you decide to use citric acid. All right, now that that foam has subsided, we're going to go ahead and read the pH on this real fast. And I have brought it down to just about an 8.8. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more citric acid in here. I'll bring you right back when we've got it down right around to an 8 and show you the next step. All right, so we took that pH down to exactly an 8, and it still has a tiny bit of foam on top. So I did mention that citric acid would help to bring down the pH, but another good reason to use it is a good, powerful degreaser as well. So in combination with the washing soda, the vinegar, and the essential oils, this is a good cleanser and disinfectant. So what we're going to do is go ahead and add in our preservative. Actually, I'm going to weigh it off into this little container here, again using the small scale. Okay. Okay. And then we're just going to go ahead and combine it. Now, giving this a good stir to combine the preservative. Again, as you can see, the formula is clearing up. It does still have some like bubbly fizz going on. The camera's probably not picking up that part, but close up you can see it's got like, it actually looks like a little bit like champagne bubbles. So we are just going to stir in that preservative, and then we're going to go ahead and add this to a spray bottle. Now I'm going to pour it into this spray bottle. This is a batch that I'm almost done with using. So as you can see, the formula does go quite clear, which I really like in a surface cleaner. This is a 500 gram batch that we made today, and it should fill this container perfectly. Although it might not fit all of it just because we have a little bit left over in there. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and combine it with this. What little bit we have in here left over. Okay, so we have this tiny bit left over here. It smells super good. Just going to go ahead and pop the lid on, and then I'll allow this to clear up so you can see what that looks like, and then I'll give you a little bit of a use demo. All right, we are back, and I just wanted to share with you how this works. It's not all the way cleared up yet, but it will get there. So we're just going to go ahead and spray a little bit. My countertop is dry, and this is how you use it. So you're just going to go ahead and spray. A little bit kind of goes a long way because, like I said, it does have some bubbling and cleansing action here. So really, I probably already sprayed too much, but just to give you an idea. And I just love the smell of this. Of course, you can use this anywhere that you would use a surface cleaner, although just so you know, I've only really ever tested it on tile, the grout, and then my bathroom sink and tile in the bathroom. And then I have sprayed it on stainless steel appliances as well with no issue. So you can take a little scrubby like this. This has already been wiped or wet down with warm water and just start scrubbing. So as you can see, it's producing lather. So this is not something you just want to lift up with a paper towel like a Windex type surface cleaner or a Method type surface cleaner. This is producing a cleansing bubbly lather, so it's not really appropriate for, like, you know, cleaning your mirrors or your windows with. This is more a surface top, countertop cleanser. So as you can see, it's picked up some of the dirt and stuff that has settled into the grout, and it just smells fantastic. So then I also have, you can just scrub with a regular scrubber, or you can scrub with a wet rag that has been rinsed in hot water like this one, and you can just simply come back through, see the bubbles on there, and just kind of pick up and rinse off the countertop, and then you rinse out the rag. Just rinse the suds out of the rag when it gets full with warm water. This is a microfiber cloth I'm using, and then just pick up the rest of the bubbles and foam to rinse. And that's how you use my surface cleaners. And there it is, a beautifully clean countertop. It smells fantastic. It's a mostly natural product. And as you guys know, recently I've been selling my all-natural soap paste for liquid soap making for the foamer bottles. And it's got me thinking about possibly selling my surface cleaner base. And just if you purchase the base, all you would have to do is dilute down the base. You would dilute down the concentrate and then create your own surface cleaner. So that's something I'm kicking around. I'm not sure what that would cost, what my cost would be for that yet. So I'm still thinking about it, and I'll keep you posted. The next round of all natural soap paste will be released on this Friday, the 25th. So if you've had your eye on that, it will be re-released. We sold out of our first round of soap paste. So if it's something that you've been wanting to try, head on over to my website on the 25th. And there you have it, everyone. That's how you make a beautiful Thieves style surface cleaner. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Leave me some questions and comments below. Share this video with a friend, and why not subscribe to my channel. All right, everyone, catch you on the next video. Bye. Keep shining.